Hi, everybody. Welcome to the last and final webinar. I'm excited to have you here. Please, there's a chat box underneath this video, and it's a blue and white chat box, and ignore the orange chat box. That is not functional right now. That's for other things. But if you want to chat with me live today and ask me your live questions, your burning questions about your voice, please feel free to do that. We're monitoring that, and we're excited to chat with you live. So for those of you who are joining and you don't know who I am, my name is Shay, and I'm the vocal artist at thevocalartist.com, and I am the creator of the Create Your Voice program, which is open until Saturday night. It's a group singing program with my step-by-step method. So we are just wrapping up registration for that, and tonight, though, is a free webinar, and it's part 2 of my how 2 easy steps to go to get the voice you want in 0 extra minutes a day. And we are specifically talking about hitting your high notes. That is a big burning question with people, and so I'm addressing that today. So I'm excited to work with you and answer any questions you have about that. Just a few housekeeping things. Again, this is the last live webinar. I won't be doing any more for a long time because I'm going to be busy with my students in my Create Your Voice program starting on Monday, and the deadline to sign up for that is this Saturday. I will be talking more about that later, and there are some tweaks and changes for those of you who have been here with my webinar. There's been some changes, and so just stay tuned for that. Let's see. Also, if you're on this webinar, it's most likely that you already have my free video series, which is my top 3 tips to go from hating your voice to loving it. And you can sign up for that if you haven't already at thevocalartist.com, and I send it by email. The first is a wonderful video about my 80-20 rule of singing, about how to use breath flow to fix 80% of your problems. And the second video comes right after it, and that is your vocal diagnostic test. And that helps you determine what your specific issues are that is getting in the way of you singing higher and on pitch for longer without vocal cracking or any vocal tension. So if you haven't done that, please hop over to thevocalartist.com and sign up for that, and you will get your free video series. So today we're going to start our webinar. If some of you are on, I'm going to flip over. I'm going to actually mostly be on live today. I do have a slideshow presentation, but we have a lot to cover. I wanted to invite any of you who want to share the screen live with me today. This is kind of a last minute decision. I wanted to invite you if you want to be on live and you want me to work with you one-on-one so all can watch. That way you can get some personal help from me and others can watch it and see how I work with my students. And they can learn not only how I work, but also they can learn something about their own voice. So if you feel brave enough and you would like to split the screen with me today, you'll be just a small little box in the corner for most of the presentation, actually for very little of it, because when I'm on live, you'll be a small box, and then a few different times I will have you go on and have the large screen so everybody can see what you're doing, and then I will have some slideshow presentations. It's not really that scary. It seems like it would be, but people who do it say that it's really not that scary. So if you have an inkling and want some personal help from me, what you need to do is actually send me your Gmail address in the chat wing box. If you think I already have it, I actually don't have access to it right now at this very moment because I'm live and I won't have time to go search it up. So you'll need to chat wing it and send me your Gmail address. You will also need to have access to, if you're watching now on a laptop and it has an installed microphone and camera, then that's all you need. You will also need the Google Hangout app in order for this all to work. So I'm going to put up the instructions in just a minute so you can do that. And as we are waiting for all of our friends to join. Also, if you're having a hard time finding the chat wing box and you are on a mobile phone, sometimes it won't open a chat wing box. And so if you really want to chat some questions, I suggest you hop on a laptop and you'll be able to see the comments and contribute to the comments yourself. So I'm going to just look over here at the comments and see if anybody has sent a Gmail address to see if they want to join. And while I'm waiting for that, I'm going to click over here and show you the instructions on how to join that. So this is my infographic I made. If you want to look at that carefully, those are the steps to joining a Google Hangout. And so you, in this particular Google Hangout, you will be live to everybody watching, but you can't see them, but you will be live. In future Hangouts, I am going to do some offers where it is a private Hangout, and that's not the case. But tonight you will be live to everybody watching. And so there's the step-by-step process. You'll need to have the Google Hangout app if you want to do this, and access to a Gmail from the device that you're on. And those are the steps. And so maybe take a screenshot of that, because I'm going to be taking that down in just a minute. So let's see, do we have anybody who said that they want to join live yet? Just checking the chat box to see if anybody's given me their Gmail. Okay. All right, I'm going to start adding people on. Just 1 minute. Okay. Hold tight. For those of you who are just joining, I'm just adding some people on who want to sing live with me today, and I'm sending them a Google invite. So we are going to get started on the training in just a minute. So don't get bored and leave. It's going to be really, really good. All right. So if you guys have been giving me your Gmail addresses, you need to just go in after you got the Google Hangout app, and after you're on a device that has your as an installed microphone and an installed camera, make sure you go back into your Gmail and then you look for this invite. And if you've given me your Gmail, it should be there. And those of you who are just joining, I just invited those of you who would like to join us in a live broadcast. Okay. All right. Welcome to Janae and Mandy and Karen. Those are who are on the chat wing right now. And hopefully, as I can see we have some more viewers who just aren't chatting, which is fine. If you're more comfortable just watching instead of chatting, you are still welcome. Always welcome to my trainings to kind of just be in the background and not chatting. I want everyone to feel comfortable and learning the way they need to learn. So welcome to everybody. All right, I'm going to take this down. Actually, let's see. Karen, if you are interested in joining, just chat in the chat wing box if you're having trouble, and I will try to solve any problems you have. So I'm going to be moving on with the slideshow, and then I'm going to be hopping on as well. I'm actually going to be presenting a slideshow, hopping on live, explaining things, then more slideshows, hopping on live again, and then I'm going to talk about my Create Your Voice program. Okay, let me just get to the slideshow. Here we go. Okay, so welcome to my 2 easy steps to get the voice you want in 0 extra minutes a day. And today we are talking about hitting the high notes. And today's going to be a little bit of, it's going to seem a bit like a review of last Tuesday for those who joined. But I would rather, if you did join, I would like you to think of it as, hold on, I just lost the chat. I would like for you to think of it as a step ahead, because it really requires that we do the things we did on Tuesday in order to hit the high notes. So Tuesday was a prerequisite for tonight. And so we're going to be reviewing a little bit. So you guys are going to want to take notes. Let's see. Okay. All right, Karen, just let me know if you have any questions, if anything's unclear about joining us live. I'm excited to have you. All right, so if you are here and you're feeling any of these things that you see on the screen right now, like you can't hit your high notes and it stresses you out to sing in front of others because you don't feel confident hitting them. All right, or maybe you feel stressed because you know your voice is going to crack, especially during the high notes. And being in front of people and that happening is a really, really stressful thing for you. Or maybe you're feeling aching muscles from tensing and constricting as you sing higher, like you feel choked off or tightened up, or you're experiencing a dramatic change from chest voice to head voice when you get, around like your break, which is usually for women, it's around B flat or B. For men, it depends on your vocal range. It's usually, for baritones, it's around middle C. For tenors, it's around E, E flat, D, in that area. If you've got like a hard shift change in those areas, this webinar is for you, because that really has more to do with how you sing your high notes than the actual high notes themselves, is those shifts in your middle voice. We'll talk more about that in a minute. Maybe you can't sing the songs you want to because you can't hit the high notes in them. And it really bothers you. So you want to learn how to hit the high notes so you can sing them. Or maybe you're thinking, I don't have time for this. Well, if you're here, I think it means enough for you that we can figure out a way for you to work this into your schedule, and I have some solutions for you. So this is what you're going to get, and we're going to try to go really fast today, because it is, I have a lot of content to teach you, and I want to make sure we get to it all and don't keep everybody up too late. So today we're going to talk about eliminating your voice cracking as you get higher. That's going to be the main thing. And we're going to learn the secret place where your high notes come from that feels clear and easy to you when you sing them. That's exciting. And time-saving exercises to help you develop the new vocal habits to be free of strain, vocal fatigue, and to be able to hit your high notes. And we are going to accomplish all this, and I'm going to talk about my Create Your Voice program like I have before. And for those of you who have joined before and have heard me talk about it, there are a few tweaks. So you're going to want to stay around for that. There's a free gift at the very end to those who are still watching live, and it's actually something that I only give in my Create Your Voice program, and it's really exciting because it's a little bit of a hint about what my Create Your Voice method is. And it's my free gift to you, because I really want you, especially if you're still on at the end of the training, to really be successful at your singing. And the information I have is something that sets you up for that from the very beginning. And I just want to remind, for those of you who are still wondering, I think I might want to do Create Your Voice. I think I might be ready to, quit wasting time and get the voice I've been wanting for a while. It's only open for 2 days. It closes at 11:59 Mountain Daylight Time on Saturday. But, and for those of you who are back east, or if you guys are more inclined to think in Eastern time turns, it's 1:59 a.m. on June 19th. All right. Okay, so let's go on. Okay, Karen, I'm not sure what's happening. What I can do, for those of you who are listening, I'm just trying to add Karen so she can join us live and learn, how to, so we can watch me work with her live. I'm going to try to add you again, Karen. Let me hold on 1 minute. Let's see if we can do it. I'm just looking up your email again, Karen. Hold on. I need to see it. Okay. All right. Hold on, friends. This is going to be good. I just have to think while I type. All right, Karen, I just sent you a new invite, hoping that can maybe work. And I'm going to go back to the slideshow while that's making its way to you. All right, friends, this is the big idea of today's training. High notes are easy. Did you guys just laugh out loud when I said that? Did I hear over the internet somebody snort like, what? High notes are easy. They are. And if they aren't, that is a big reason why you're probably not doing them correctly. But when you do get them, they are easy. That's the big secret. All right, so chat with me. What specific vocal tension symptoms are you dealing with when you sing a high note? let me know how you feel in the chat box. Do you feel strain in your throat area? Do you feel fatigue in your jaw, the jaw joint? Are you feeling, is it a more of an audible sound? Like maybe they don't sound clear, maybe they're flat, maybe they just sound strained. What kind of sensations are you feeling? What kind of things are you hearing? And Karen, just as I was going to ask you, do you have Google Hangouts app added? It's in that instruction I showed you. Just check to see if you have the Google Hangout app in case that's an issue. All right, Janae, that's really a high note. So good for you. You're obviously doing something right about that. And it's interesting because sometimes we can sing extremely high notes easily, but the high notes between our middle voice and the high notes are strained. That's a very, very common issue that we do need to address, right? Because we need to be able to sing C5s and C6s in whether we are an alto or soprano. Okay, Karen, I'm sorry. I guess I'm not sure what's happening or what the problem is. If you end up in my Create Your Voice program, we'll nail that and figure that out. So, but thank you for being understanding. I'm sorry I can't get you on. Did you check your email, Karen? That's one question. Did you go into your email and look for an invite from me? And then the graphic I showed you actually has the step-by-step things you click on so that you know what to click on. All right, so I'm just going to keep going on, and hopefully we'll get Karen on. If not, well, it's okay because I can still help Karen and all of you with what we've got planned today. All right, so, but will you guys chat with me and let me know what kind of vocal tension symptoms you're dealing with when you sing high notes? Just let me know. I know from just watching some of your videos and listening to your comments, some of you are cracking when you get to the high notes. It's a very common thing for people to sing them under pitch because of vocal tension, all these things. And as you're doing that, yesterday your teacher, this is Janae, said that her teacher, she was going as high as Mariah Carey, which is really high, and you want to sing higher than that. Oh, and she says, oh, wait, that's what screwed up my throat. So, Janae, so whistle, just so you know, whistle singing is actually not singing. It's actually whistling with your vocal folds. They don't actually vibrate, is why it's not singing. You're just whistling through them like you do your lips. So that's why I don't teach it, because I teach singing with the vocal folds actually vibrating. But if you enjoy it and if you can do it healthily, you know, all the power to you. But that's not a skill I actually teach as a teacher, just so you know. But I can help you do everything else. So I'm going to just go on, and as you guys think of, or let me know what your issues are, especially, you know, if you took your vocal diagnostic test, you should know what some of your issues are. Let me know what those results were in the chat box, and we can connect them to what's keeping you from singing higher. But this issue, hundreds of my students, they all come in and they've all struggled with a range limitation, and they literally walk out of my studio the first lesson having gained a few notes in their range because they learn the tricks that they need to know to be able to do that. And I'm going to be teaching you that today. Janae, that's a funny, yeah, bring it. Oh, wait, that's Karen that said that. Okay, sometimes when I try to sing higher, I'm starting to realize that I need to bring it down a little. Do you mean bring it down like in volume, Karen, or maybe in weight of your voice? I'm just curious to know exactly what you mean by you need to bring it down a little. Okay, so, and I put this up there before for those of you who have joined, just some of the things my students have accomplished, just so you know you're working with a teacher that has figured out an effective way to help people. So what do you guys think, from what you know about singing so far, how do high notes, how should they differ from low notes? You know, what do you know about singing? I kind of want to just know what you guys know so I can speak your language. I will often ask this of my students because I want to know what kind of knowledge they're coming in. So if it's either incorrect or correct, I can build on that. Hi, Mandy. So, and Mandy says, I'm a soprano, but in some songs, like when I did Independent Day, the Martina McBride song, on that one part, Let Freedom Ring, I struggle with her range. She does it in If You Understand What I Mean. So, you know, the thing about that song, Mandy, is you have to have lightness. So you've been working on that with the Hootie Oo, and we're going to talk about that today. But then you also have to have the mask placement and then have the breath flow to match it. It's almost like you're whining high in that style. So as you, well, this is the counterintuitive thing, is people, when they hear a really powerful high belt, they think, oh, they must be yelling it because it sounds so powerful. You actually have to lighten up first, and then I teach you that secret place where the high notes live, and then you whine those high notes, and that's where the power comes from. It doesn't come from blasting it out in your throat. So, but as you guys think about what you do know about how high notes should differ from low notes, I'm not talking about the way they sound. That's obvious. I'm talking about how you should be singing them. Do you know anything about that yet? And if you do, text me or chat in the chat box so I can know where you're coming from. So I'm going to just review real quick what we talked about last time so you understand where I'm coming from. I'm not sure if you can see my cursor on the video. Let me know in the chat box, because then I can use it as a pointer. I'm going to just use it as a pointer, as if you can. Hopefully you can. So there's a yellow broken arrow here coming up through the throat area. And that symbolizes the air that comes over the vocal folds. And the vocal folds are brought out, and there's a cross section of them right here in this big, ugly diagram here. They sit right there at the top of the trachea. The breath flow goes over them and vibrates them. They actually are closed when this happens, and then it creates a sound wave. And that sound wave actually resonates in these cavities in the head where it's in this mouth area, in the throat area, and right back behind the nose in the nasopharynx. Okay, so Karen says she knows that you need to be more open on higher notes in your voice. That is correct. And Karen, I'm going to talk about how higher notes actually need a smaller space. That's something that people don't know. I'm glad you can see the cursor. But we have to feel more open in order for it to escape into that small space, the secret space of singers. So, and anyway, so the sound wave, this symbolizes the resonance, and it comes out the mouth here. Okay, so that's what we learned about last time, is that the voice comes up through here, resonates, and comes out through your mouth. And then we talked about some common problem areas. Oval face also to go higher, Janae says. That's something that you learned. You know, that's not an image that I am aware of, Janae, so I'm not sure exactly what you mean by that. Oval face, I can only imagine, are we talking about lip shapes, like an oval lip shape? Because if that's the case, we are actually doing an exercise that involves that. So you know, we might be on the same page there. Just to clarify some places, this purple star right here where the cursor is, this is where the nasopharynx is. And that's where we focus our mask placement. We allow the resonance to slip up there, and since there's these bony areas around, when we let the resonance go up there, it vibrates them. And then we get this feeling of this mask vibration. And that is the secret place of singers. A lot of us raise our larynx right here where this orange star is, and we need to keep that open. And last week we talked about the K breath slide to keep it open. We have to keep that open, like what Karen says, feeling open. This will contribute to feeling open. Just a real quick review over here with the vocal folds. the pink arrows symbolize the chest voice process, and the blue arrows symbolize the head voice process. And there's this constant balance we need to find between them. And finding that balance is what we call lightening up, or vocal balance, so that we can easily go through our range and not have huge shifts in our from our head voice to our chest voice. So we talked about this last week, or last Tuesday. The major tension issues that get in the way are raised larynx, tongue tension, and jaw tension. And tongue tension and jaw tension don't really get in the way of high notes. They don't make them sound as easy and free, but you can sing high with higher with tongue tension and jaw tension. We just don't, it's not ideal at all. But a raised larynx will actually get in your way and keep you from even singing them. And so this is why I screened you for that, your vocal diagnostic test. This is how I make my program personal with a video side, you know, where I give you this diagnostic test that I developed over years of teaching so that you can nail what your issues are, so we can decide these are the things that are getting in the way of your high notes and getting in the way of the voice you want. So now we know what to fix. And then in my Create Your Voice program, which I'll talk about later, I give you the tools to fix them. And there are a lot of them. These vocal issues you have, like jaw tension and throat tension and the tongue tension, they think they are helping you. That's why we have the habits. But they are actually exactly what's getting in the way. And that's why I like this Stephen Smith quote that talks about, it's not how high you get, it's how you get high. And I promise that is that's not a weed reference. This is a reference to exactly, you need to think about how you're getting high. So instead of thinking of, I have a goal to get to this note, you need to think about the process that allows you to eventually get there. So that's what we're talking about today. So we're going to move on to it now, and then I'm going to jump on live. So what are we going to do about them? We're going to make them easy. And the way we are going to make them easy is to lighten up. And then I'm going to teach you a semi-occluded exercise. So the lightening up part is actually going to seem like a review if you have been on my previous trainings from a week or so ago. So here I am again. Hello, everybody. I'm going to teach you the Who Do You, because this is one of the most helpful exercises to teach you to lighten up. It's also the K breath slide. It was great for last Tuesday. So you can use both these and decide which one works for you. So this is the process of the Who Do You exercise. This keeps our larynx in check, and it keeps our vocal balance lightening up so that you can even reach the high notes. And then I'm going to go into a semi-occluded exercise that helps you find that secret space what the singers use to get through the high notes. So this is the process. You're going to open your mouth as wide as you can. Go ahead and do this with me. And then you're going to bring your lips together in an U shape. So kind of like the oval face, I guess, Janae. It's probably different than what you've been talking about, Janae, but maybe it's similar. I don't know. But open your mouth, but keep it wide inside and bring your lips together in an U shape. Now, with that shape, we're going to breathe in the imploded K. And if you need to know what an imploded K is, you can watch my Tuesday webinar, but you're simply breathing in a K. Instead of breathing it out, you breathe it in. So open your mouth. And as a word of caution in this exercise, your tongue will want to pull back. Make sure it's laying lazy on the bottom of your mouth, and the tip of your tongue can actually touch the back of your bottom teeth. And then you know that it's a nice, relaxed tongue. Let's see. Okay, so open your mouth. And then after you've done those 3 steps where you open wide, ooh lips, and then breathe in a K, you're going to hoot like an owl. Make sure it's like an owl. If you're not going ooh, it's ooh. Go ahead and do this with me. This is exciting because whoever's watching you is going to think you're crazy. Ready? Ooh. Ooh. You might feel really tentative at first, like something's really catching right here. So the way you deal with that is you put more of an H on it, and you don't restrict your breath flow. You give it all. You do exactly the opposite of what you want to do, which is probably to hold back. Don't do that. The holding back will not help you. Woo! Almost as if you're calling somebody rather than doing the exercise just right. Pretend like you're an owl and you're trying to get somebody's attention. Woo! Woo! You know, like you're sending a sign. Then the final step after you hoot like an owl is where we are going to hoot on a descending 5-note scale like this. Make sure you're not singing. It's a hoot. We're trying to rebalance your vocal instrument. I would never send you to the stage with a tone quality like this. I'm trying to rehab your voice, get you more vocally balanced. So everybody do that again. Drop your jaw. Ooh, lips. Breathe in the K. Woo! Now on a 5-note scale. Woo! All right, and just to check, can you guys let me know how the broadcast is doing? We're just trying to make sure that everything's ready for later when I open the cart for the Create Your Voice program. And so I'm worried about bandwidth issues. So if it's skippy or jumpy, let me know so we can make adjustments over here. All right, try that out. Let me try. Let's see. Let me just check any comments about this specific issue with the hootie oo. Okay, hopefully you guys are practicing this. Now let's do the exercise together in an ascending scale. So we're going to start here. Ready? Ooh, here. Ooh. Make sure you're breathing low. Ooh. Relax your throat as you breathe in. Ooh. It should feel really hooty. We're not going for a beautiful sound here. Will you guys chat with me in the box and let me know what kind of sensations you're feeling? Either if something's wrong and I can help you fix it, or if you're realizing that it's easier, something's easier about going higher. As you ascend through, probably as you approach above C5, which is the C above middle C, you can adapt the vowel from oo to o. Because we are so high, it's okay to modify. Okay, so Janae, the lockjaw feeling may happen with this exercise because we are dropping it so dramatically. The reason why we drop the jaw is to keep the larynx from raising. So you may have kind of a stressed out jaw feeling in this. That would be normal. We obviously don't want to have a locked jaw when we actually sing, but that may happen. There's no perfect singing exercise. There's always going to be something that's not quite perfect. So let's see, a little sore. Karen, can you try, make sure that your jaw is super low and that your tongue is relaxed on the bottom of your mouth, and then add an extra long H so it's hootier. Almost as if that H is coming through your tone. Make the tone breathier, hootier, and see if that helps relieve some of the soreness that you're mentioning you're feeling. I'm guessing since this is a new idea, some people may feel constricted, like, ooh, kind of holding. So one way to help that is make sure the breath in, that you can feel the air go down and relax your throat before you even start. Ooh, I'm glad that's helping, Karen. Remember, the breath in, your inhale in, is your best friend when it comes to preparing your throat for singing. Most people skip over that because they're worried They're worried about doing something right. So they breathe high. I call them guppy breaths. And it actually constricts the throat before you even before you even sing. So make sure as you're breathing in that you use that breath to help you. Right? Okay, so now that we've done that, I'm going to hop back over to this slide before we move on. My jaw screwed up wisdom tooth was removed, but here's like calcium, so it's always sore. Oh, I'm sorry. That's hard. Surgery issues are hard with jaws tension. Make sure you're not sleeping on your jaw, Janae, and causing more problems with that. So you can do this exercise in the car very easily. It's just 5-note scales going down. And eventually I'm going to actually have this exercise on YouTube. It's not there yet, but it will be. So you can look it up. So grab your pen and write down the process so you guys can practice this at home. Okay, I'm glad you admit to being a guppy breather, Janae. So the minute you fix that is the minute you're going to see a dramatic change in your voice. It's worth paying attention to that and only that for a while, quite frankly. So write this down. The who do you start. The first step is to open wide, and then you bring your lips together in an ooh sound, ooh shape. And then you inhale a K, making sure that your tongue is relaxed at the bottom of your mouth. And then you hoot like an owl, and then you hoot down 5 notes. So write those down kind of fast because I want to move on so that we can get to the next part of this, because we kind of have a lot of content to cover before I talk about my Create Your Voice program and the little tweaks and get to the free gift at the end and my special offer. So, all right. So hopefully you've got that. Open wide, ooh lips, inhale a K, hoot like an owl, and hoot down 5 notes. Notice it doesn't say sing down 5 notes. It says hoot. And so this is really important because it helps relax your larynx so you can sing higher and sing free of tension. And these two things together cause you to sing on pitch, and it eliminates vocal cracking because it fixes your vocal balance. Vocal cracking, the vocal cracking is a symptom of vocal imbalance. Vocal cracking is vocal imbalance. So if you have vocal cracking, you need this exercise. So in short, it gets you to lighten up and it will get your high notes feeling easier. But we got them feeling easier, but they're not necessarily sounding the way you're going to want to take them to the stage, right? You don't want to go hoot like an owl on stage. So let's move on and get you to that point. Now I've given you the tools to sing free of tension so you can sing higher. And these are time-saving vocal exercises. I do this exercise in the car all the time. In fact, I never perform a song unless I hoot it first. So what about my third claim, that secret place where high notes come from? I'm going to talk to you about this secret place. I'm going to go back up to the slide that I showed you earlier, this diagram. The secret place is that purple star. And so now you know, but how do you get there? It's not like we can jump into our voice and push our voice up there. So I'm going to give you an exercise, and it's called the NG exercise. Let me just pull up this slide, and then I'm going to switch over and go live again, like I said I would. So, I think I didn't even bring up the slide, did I? I was live that whole time. Okay. It's because I forgot to screen share. So hold on, let me pull up that again so you can see that purple dot I was talking about. Sorry about that, you guys. Let me pull up that slide. Technical difficulties. And I bet you guys didn't even, let me pull this up first, because if I went live, you probably didn't see this. So there's the actual process I was telling you to write down, just so you can see it visually. And if you want to, you can take a screenshot of it so you have it for later. And then I'm going to actually show you the diagram. This purple star right here in the nasopharyngeal area is is the area where we have our secret singer space. It's the place where you project from. It's the place where you allow your voice to resonate, be placed there so that your high notes are easy. If you have your voice there, your breath will last longer. Breath flow and that purple dot, if all you did as a singer is those two things, that's really all you would need to do to sound good. It's really that powerful and that simple. Okay, so there's that little process again. And then I'm going to come back on live and teach you this new exercise. So here we go. I'm going to come back on. Okay, here I am. So it's a really silly one, but it's going to help you really feel the vibes. I want you to, I had a student that instead of calling it mask placement, he says, I feel the vibes. So I really love that image. I want you to say the word hung, as in hung, like you hung some ornaments on a Christmas tree, hung, and hang on to the NG sound. Hung. All right, play around with that, you guys. Hung. And do it higher in your voice. Hung. Don't hold out the U part, the vowel. Hold out the NG part. Hung. And go up and down with it. Hung. It's almost like radio frequency. Hung. Play around with that and tell me if you guys feel the vibes. And as you go up and down in pitch, you actually will feel it probably start here and go up here and all over the place. I feel it, Janae. Good. This is the secret singing high place, right? The whistle tone probably is going to feel different, but this is going to be where your sound wave goes and resonates right here behind your nasopharynx, where that purple star was, that secret singer spot. And it feels like it's here, right? It's not actually here because since it's back here above in your nasopharyngeal area, the bony structure picks up those vibrations and brings them here. That's why you feel it there. They're actually called sympathetic vibrations. So let me know if you guys feel it. And this is the exercise. You start on a note and you go up an octave. So like somewhere over the rainbow, that first jump, it's the same interval. Hum. So say the word hung and get the NG on the lowest note before you start sliding. Hung. Play around with that and see if you guys get it. Now, a lot of people, they're worried about this, so they pull back on the breath flow. So if that happens, you are going to feel tension here. So you have to do the counterintuitive thing, and that is to give more breath flow, get it really established on the bottom note, and then once you feel like I've committed to this breath flow, then slide up the octave. Hum. I have to really work to keep my chest elevated because it wants to sink because you're using so much breath flow. It should sound like a siren. Mandy, yeah, it's exactly what it is. And I actually have other exercises where I make you do a siren for real in my Create Your Voice program. So in fact, yeah, and they're really, really powerful. Karen, it feels weird. It should feel weird. You know what? That is the secret to vocal progress, is when something feels different and weird. Now we've got something to go on, right? Because otherwise, if you just do the same old thing, we keep the same old habits. So we want to break out of those habits. So weird and different and easy are the key red flags that things are going well. Make sure, a common thing is people like to really clench their jaw when they do it because they're not sure. It's their way of, I'm in control. Well, that's exactly what's keeping you from letting it be your best. So drop your jaw and make sure there's plenty of molar space. You can do the hung and have a low jaw. Hung. Plenty of breath flow. Don't fudge on the breath flow. Otherwise, it won't work. And keep the jaw space. All right. Let me check the comments. Whoa, I love Karen's comments. I want to do siren, annoy the neighbors. Love doing the siren. I love the siren too. Okay. If your stomach tightens up, guess what that means, Janae? That means you're doing something right. If you find as you're doing something like this, all of a sudden you feel some ab work kick in, that means you have connected to the breath and you are doing something right. It's a huge sign. Now, as in my Create Your Voice program, I talk a lot about what that actually means, because you can have some, stomach tension that's not good. But if you feel a sudden kick in your abs, that means you have locked onto something good. So that's a great sign, Janae. So let's do this exercise again and kind of skip around. We just did this no, now here. Say the hung, get good on the hung, drop your jaw. Hung. I have you coming back down. You can do that if you want, or you can just stop at the high note. Notice where those vibes are changing as you go up the scale. That's teaching you where your note wants to resonate. Let's go here. Hum. Oh, yeah, no. Janae, stomach engagement is really good. It's really good. That means you're creating an environment so your diaphragm can do its job. If you're not engaging your core muscles to do that, the only thing left to do is for your chest to sink. And then we can't get the voice you need. So, and that is what I would say the majority of singers do. I need a drink. Sorry, make sure I'm lubricated here. Okay, so now I'm going to add something to this exercise to help you actually sing high. So I'm glad you're feeling it in the middle of your forehead. That's a good sign. And you'll feel, depending on what pitch you're in, you'll feel it in different places. But the important thing is that you're looking for it and you're feeling it. So here's my new little twist to it. So we're going to go up the octave, and as you're feeling the NG, you're going to kind of point to where you think you feel it, and then you're going to open to an ah without changing anything, but to just release your tongue and sing the ah, because your tongue's at the top of your mouth, right, as it's making the NG sound. But the ah isn't going to come in your mouth. You're going to pretend like the ah is surrounding wherever the NG is vibrating. So wherever you feel the vibes, you're going to imagine your mouth is there and open up to an ah, like the ah is surrounding the NG vibrations. So like this. Hum. Try it. Point to where you think it is. I'm going to do it higher so you can I can demonstrate how I feel it differently on a higher note. Hum. I don't imagine the ahs in my mouth. I imagine the ahs surrounding the NG vibrations. And this is a little bit of an advanced technique to open up to the ah, but I want you to have the opportunity to feel that ah be somewhere other than stuck in your mouth. When we keep it stuck resonating in our mouth, that's what causes some vocal tension, because we're so used to speaking and feeling those vibrations in our mouth that we think all singing should feel there too, but it shouldn't. The higher notes want to go into a smaller space. They want a smaller space. They have a certain space that's optimal for their resonance, and so they want to escape up there. And if you keep it down in your mouth, they stress out, and then new things start to stress out, and then we end up with a tense cracking sound. And so this idea of following the mask placement or feeling the vibes is your guide, because as you follow it, your thyroid or retinoid and cricothyroid process of the head and chest voice actually automatically do the adjustments they need to do to sing in a balanced way. So that's why it makes it easy. So let me know what you guys are feeling opening up to that ah, if it makes sense to you. It is a little advanced, and so if you're running into some issues, probably the issues are that your jaw isn't released enough and that you are not giving enough breath flow. If you're not doing those two things, that's probably why you're running into any problems if you are. Yep, in between your eyebrows, the commonplace. And we're all going to feel them differently, Janae. So if Janae's saying she feels them between her eyebrows, and Karen or Mandy, you guys aren't feeling the same sense of vibrations, then that's just because you're a different singer, and you may be singing different pitches. Janae may be singing really high right now while you guys are at a lower range, and so you're going to feel those vibes differently. So let me know. I'm going to jump over and go back to the slideshow so we can wrap up here so you guys can get to bed. Hopefully okay, there we go. So that's just the hooty hoo exercise. I'm going to jump back down to where we were. Here's the NG exercise. So you guys can grab a pencil and write down the process here so you can practice it at home. If you're wondering what an octave is, the octave interval is the same two notes as the beginning of Somewhere Over the Rainbow. So that way you can do it without a piano. Remember, I'm trying to give you time-saving practice techniques. And so if you're in your car and you don't have, a piano right there, you don't have to pluck it out. You can just hear it in your head. Somewhere over the rainbow, somewhere is the octave. Jump. Or if you like Les Miserables, the musical, God on high, that jump is also an octave. And of course, eventually these exercises are going to be on my YouTube channel. I haven't put the ooh exercise there yet because there's been other things I've been prioritizing for my Create Your Voice program. So, but it eventually will be on the YouTube channel. Probably not for a few weeks, but it will be there. So the hooty-oo exercise will be, and this NG exercise. All right, so and as we've talked about in the past, each of you have these unique vocal issues, unique senses of vibrations, different issues hanging you up on your high notes, and so that's why I've devoted so much of my Create Your Voice program to identifying them. And you have that free Your Vocal Diagnostic test already, but the Fix-Its, I have a treasure trove of them in my Create Your Voice program so that you can fix your personal vocal issues. This is how I personalized it. So even like if you don't have my one-on-one help, it's personalized to you. And that's the power of it. That's how I make it personal and unique to you, so it's even better than private lessons. And as you guys know, I also have other ways I personalize it, but just the videos themselves it's worked in, so it's personalized. So, and this is a quote from Mandy. You guys have seen it before. I've learned more with technique and exercises, so many things in 5 days than I did with the other private voice teachers I had. And it's really true. I really, really work into my program a way so you guys it's effective. That's why I recorded so many of my voice students, my brick and mortar students, so I could see where the similarities are where everybody gets hung up, breathing low, or starting to strain on their swallowing muscles at certain points. There's a very common thread that happens, and so I researched that, and I put text cues in on my my daily vocal vitamins, and I'll talk more about that. I have a series of vocal vitamins in my Create Your Voice program so you can practice every day. And I have text prompts in there so that you guys can read them and be hinted so that you guys can do it right. And it's through research that I came up with that. I don't just randomly put text prompts up there. I research when people need which prompt when. And that's how I've made it so effective. And then this is just an example of what Em said. She's that 41-year-old mom. So she had tongue tension, and we worked through it. And she felt like it was really getting in the way of her sound and restricting her singing. And so I worked with her, and I gave her those specific exercises so that she could change her muscle memory, and it worked. And she practiced, and she's really released most of her tongue tension. And so identifying and fixing your personal vocal tensions, really that is the key to getting the voice you want. You have to identify them, and then you have to be able to fix them. And that's how I structured my program. And so let's review about time, what it really means, because this is really the biggest challenge for people, how about deciding how they're going to approach improving their singing. And there's really two ways to think about it, because the obvious thing is I don't have time during the day to fit in practice. And so the way I, approach this is I'm not going to try to change your thinking. You have a limited amount of time a day and you have priorities. I understand singing cannot be your priority. However, it is a priority, right? Otherwise you wouldn't be here. And I think we need to embrace when we have a voice that needs to get out, it is going to bug you until the day you go into your grave. If you don't deal with it, I think that's part of your spirit, is you want to get your voice out. Whether you used to sing or you never have sung before and always wanted to, that voice is waiting to get out. And it is a healing moment when you let that happen, I will say from experience. And so quit trying to squash it. Let's figure out a way for you to work it into your day. And so that's why I approach my practicing. I'm not about a long practice sessions. I don't even think it's healthy. I think the more consistent you are and the shorter amount of practices is how you change your technique, because we are dealing with vocal muscle memory that you can't consciously control. So that's why I approach the practicing the way I do, why I make the YouTube videos available to you. In your Create Your Voice program, you have access to your membership only site. And then I also give you access to the YouTube videos, so you can just on the go pull them up whether you're driving or taking a shower, and you can practice in 0 extra minutes a day, so that you're doing it when you're already doing something else. In fact, in some ways, it's good to be a little distracted, because we can get a little too in our head with our singing. It happens to the best of us. I'm guilty of that. And so having a little distraction, doing something else at the same time, can be actually very helpful. But I also want you to think about quit wasting your time, that you have left in your life waiting to get this voice. I think a year from now, you'll still be wanting this voice to come in. 2 years from now, it's just going to keep bugging you. So don't waste your life anymore. Let's settle down and work on it so you can feel good about it, right? I'm passionate about this stuff. So think about, if you think that jumping around from one mentor to the next on the web is actually going to work for you. I don't feel like it does. I mean, you're going to definitely get some value doing that. And if that's where you are in your life and that's what you need to do, that's fine. But if you really are ready to make some serious progress in your voice, I think it's time to settle down. And it's time to, stop spinning your wheels with your voice. Get this voice out of you, and let's get it to where you like it and that you love it, right? And get rid of the habits that are hindering you. So let's think about, now that you know that you have what your vocal issues are, because you have your vocal diagnostic test, and you know how to get it, and you know that you can save the time. What are you going to do about it? Let's jump to what Emily said. She said that when she first came to Shea, she was a shy singer and was not very confident. And she knew she could sing, but never sang very loudly or confidently. And as I've worked with her, she noticed that she's no longer shy. Wouldn't that be great to have the confidence in your voice to sing in front of people again? I know it can be really scary if you've never done it, or maybe it's been a long time since you've done it, but you can get there. You can get over that. And me teaching you the skills according to your specific vocal needs is part of the puzzle. And we've talked again about where some more of that other confidence comes from, and we can get there too. And I know how to get you there. So what did we do to make Em become a confident singer? Well, we already talked about that. We dealt with her tongue tension. And this is actually a quote from Allie, my voice student, who's 16. And it just, you guys have seen this before if you've been on, that she was really self-conscious. Allie was one who really had a limited vocal range. She really, really had a hard time getting past a certain point in her voice. And we really worked with her on this lightening up. And I have taken her through extensively with my Create Your Voice program. She's like my poster child, because she's one that takes what I tell her and she goes home and she does it. and comes back a better singer each time. And she's had breakthroughs in her voice that have been amazing. So why do you need the vocal diagnostic test? You guys already know this, is to identify and fix what's getting in the way of you getting the voice you want. All right. You know, Janae, I know it scares everybody to sing in front of their parents. I think sometimes just putting off and avoiding it makes it scarier. But you might even feel more comfortable doing a recital within a studio situation. You know, like I know you have a voice teacher, and so maybe having that situation where you're singing in a recital and then they're in the audience would be less scary than doing like an intimate recital where you're right there in the kitchen and they're there. You know, that's scary for anybody. So, or maybe just recording yourself and letting them see you do it would be a good step. So anyway, just a little pearl of wisdom there. This is a quote this is from Emily. Shay is a great teacher. I feel like she is always trying to figure out ways to improve me, and I am. I am always trying to. I never let people just slide. She is not just a cookie cutter type of teacher because she hones in on what you are doing and your specific problems and will work with you on each thing that you are struggling with. And I will. And I don't believe that cookie cutter lessons work. Just a one size fits all doesn't work for me. I don't feel like it's helpful. That's why I created your vocal diagnostic test so you guys could use it really as a troubleshooting guide. And then in my Create Your Voice program, I give you all the fixes for it so that you can, once we identify what your vocal issues are, and for those of you who haven't taken your vocal diagnostic test, I find 5 main issues: the tongue tension, the vocal imbalance, the jaw tension, the nasality, and the breath flow issues. These are the things that are getting in the way of the voice you want. We identify which you have in most abundance so that I can point you in the direction of what exercises fit your needs, instead of just throwing exercises at you and wondering if you even need those. Maybe you already, don't have the issues that those particular vocal exercises fix. Then that is wasting time, right? We don't have time to waste. So let's review what we covered today. We've discussed that in order to sing high, you need to lighten up, and we talked about the hooty-hoo exercise, and you guys have the process for that. We reviewed the vocal instrument. We talked about how there's the secret hiding place for high notes, and you can discover it in finding your mask placement. And I give you that NG exercise, that hung, so you could feel the vibes and kind of map it out in your face. And we talked about how we need to, in order to find the voice you want and find the confidence you want, and in order to sing higher and on pitch and sing free of tension without cracking, we need to identify the 5 main vocal issues. We need to identify vocal imbalance, tongue tension, jaw tension, nasality, and breath flow issues. Chances are you have all of those. I did. And I have all the fixes for them. And Janae, in regards to your comment, she said, I love big crowds. I now do karaoke every Wednesday after church. Last night I went to this place by myself to meet someone who works at this place where I get lessons. So I'm glad you're doing karaoke. Great. Invite your parents. Then they can watch you jam out. That'll be fun. So during, this free launch, really this leading up to my Create Your Voice program, I provided about 300 and counting now. That's an old figure. I've done more since then. It's probably more like 400 now, maybe more, in free coaching values in my Singers and Training Challenge. And I was really modeling my Create Your Voice program. And so you can scroll through that. If you are not a member of my Singers and Training Facebook group, please come over and I will add you, and you can see for yourself and scroll through there and see how I manage that challenge. And that way you can have some confidence in knowing that I'm going to deliver what I say I'm going to deliver. You can see how I've been effective at helping people, and how powerful the way I structure my program is. I don't just throw videos at you. I actually have figured out an effective way to make it a group program so it's helpful. So I felt like there was a major release of tension in everybody as they went through the challenge. They were hitting their high notes. They were singing on pitch. They were eliminating their cracking and prolonging their breath. And so it was great progress. But imagine, we covered a lot during that 1 week, but there is really so much more to cover. I can't even underscore enough how much more information I have. So much more. I worried about giving too much free value out during this challenge, but the truth is there is so much more that's available to you guys in my program. So think about why you came today, why you're still here. Is it to get rid of your vocal cracking so you can hit your high notes? I know that's a big thing. I get a lot of personal messages about that. Or maybe you just want more confidence in your singing and your high notes is causing you to be unconfident singing in front of people because you've had experience cracking in front of your friends and you want to fix that. Maybe you just want to understand your unique voice better and get your personal help so that I can help you fix it. So you have 2 choices, and you really have actually 4 choices, and we'll get into that in a minute. But you can continue on my free program. You're welcome to do that. I have that there so people can still get help if they're not in the position to move on in my full course program. But you can continue to do that and think about where you want to be in a year from now. If you're comfortable with where you are and you want to just do some slow progress, you can just continue in my free program or, explore some other free programs out there. Or you can think about, I'm ready to let my voice make a leap. I'm done waiting for my voice to come out. I want to move and I want to do it now. I'm done wasting my life sitting back, stifling this voice inside of me. Maybe you're ready to not be so gun shy anymore. I think you guys ought to, on my Facebook today, I posted an article about Shania Twain. And it's really inspiring to read her story because she actually shut down after she went through some painful marriage experiences with her former spouse. And she also had some vocal injuries, some problems vocally. It shut her down. And it's funny how that happens. When you have a painful experience in your life, your voice is such an integral, intimate part of you that when something hard happens, you actually shut it down. I think it's like a survival mode, really. But if you realize that maybe it's time to heal from whatever shutting you down, it is an amazing healing. There is a rainbow at the end of that valley, and it is very healing. And I just rehabilitating to be able to open your heart again to your voice. And I would love to be the teacher to help you do that. So if you want to go there, if you're ready for that, my Create Your Voice program is my comprehensive step-by-step full course vocal makeover. And I've structured it so it meets your needs. There's time-saving practice processes that I've talked in detail about. It's a foolproof formula that I'll talk about in a minute. I try to turn you into a smart singer so you don't need a singing teacher constantly reminding you of everything you need to do. It's effective. I've talked about that too, where I've recorded and researched my brick and mortar students so that what is in the program is what you need, and it's effective. So on the other side of the screen, you actually get what you need. There's a flexible agenda in my program to fit your lifestyle, especially with it being summer. I really put a lot of thought into that. And there's targeted exercises for your unique voice. We've talked about how I work that into your vocal diagnostic test and the quick fixes available in my program. And the results are you get to feel confident in your singing, including in your high notes, and you loving your voice. And so this is what's inside of it. There's 15 plus video modules, very effective videos. Plus, I do 6 weekly live Q&A trainings like we're doing right now. They won't be as long, but they will be very effective. 6 weekly interactive live master classes where you can get on and we'll fix the bugs, Karen. And if you're interested in that, make sure you can actually get on the master class. And 6 private video review lessons where we do the lessons back and forth via video with resubmissions. And you get a private Facebook community of Create Your Voice classmates to access the power of group learning. And like I said, if you go back to my Singers in Training Challenge, you can see how effective that group learning is. And here's what we cover in the program. There's 15 video lesson modules. It's on a members-only website that you have lifetime access to, and you have lifetime access to all the upgrades to that Create Your Voice program. And it's customized to meet your needs, meaning in your vocal diagnostic test, and it's a step-by-step Create Your Voice foolproof program where I make sure you have what you need in order to be successful. And there's extensive fixes to your vocal diagnostic test, plenty of videos explaining how to do it. This is not a one-size-fits-all like many vocal online programs out there, and it's an individual focus because I know that's what it takes to be successful. And I created this method based on hundreds of students I've taught so that it's effective to you. That is my background, and that's my credibility, is I actually have taught students. And those students have experienced progress, and they've been able to have, evidence of that in the form of superior ratings. I've got certificates and trophies for them, and they've been able to get lead roles. So we actually see the progress. I get choir teachers talking to me about how amazing the progress of my students are, and then they keep sending me students from their choirs. So there really is, I do really have some credibility as far as being an effective teacher. In the 15+ video lessons, they are separated into two main sections. The first is my Create Your Voice method, where that is where I teach you to be the amazing singer and to cover all your bases. And once that is over, and once you master that, what's left over is really what the issues that are still kind of lingering. You'll take your vocal diagnostic test again, and then find out what's left behind after you've made sure you've covered all your bases in the Create Your Voice method. And then there's a treasure trove of quick fixes for you to fix your personal vocal diagnostic tests. And I've given you some little fixes, like with the Hootie exercise to relieve your tension, the K-breath slide. I've also given you some on my free tips videos, the top 3 tips to go from hating your voice to loving it. I gave you the buzz, I gave you the straw technique, I gave you the tongue popsicle stick exercise, but I have so much more, and I have a lot because some exercises work for some people and some don't. And I want to make sure that you have what works for you. So I created tons of exercises so you can pick and choose. Maybe they'll all work for you, I don't know, but I just want to make sure you have effective exercises. CREATE is an acronym for my system. And this is where I kind of have my edge. This is where my unique value is in this program. Nobody has this. It's actually a trademarked program, and it is copyrighted, and so nobody can use this and I ask my students that they don't go and tell the world about it, because this is a really, really unique program, and it's set up step by step. So the C is what you need to do first. It's not the end, the last thing you think about, is the first. And I will say the free gift at the end gives you a little bit of an insight what that C is. So you'll want to hang on for that. But it's an acronym that you work through. So you don't have to have a voice teacher that said, oh, you remembered to do this, but you forgot this, because you remember. You work through that acronym yourself so that you can actually be effective in your own vocal study. And the lessons are effective, and that's where I really put my focus on making sure I incorporated in my videos what my brick and mortar students have needed over these last 10 years that I've been teaching hundreds of students and been effective with them. So there's 8 videos lessons in the CREATE part, the part where I teach you to be a comprehensive singer and remember everything that it takes to be a wonderful singer. And so this is where my unique method is, and you guys become smart singers, and you could you know, eventually I'm going to incorporate and allow people to teach my method, like, you know, kind of like speech level singing and stuff. And this method is going to blow people away and to make them into not just great singers, but great teachers as well. And there's no method out there. There's nothing like this. There's a lot of great information from teachers, but nobody organizes it the way I do, so that you actually can internalize it. You know, it doesn't do you any good to have information if you can't actually incorporate it, and not just incorporate it, but integrate it together. You know, you can't, there's so many parts of singing, but you can't just focus on one at a time. You need to incorporate it all. And that's how I focused my Create Your Voice method. And it's not something I actually teach in my free program. This is actually exclusive to students. This is where my value really is in the Create Your Voice method. And then your vocal diagnostic test, you already have this, but after you go through the Create Your Voice method, it's going to fix most of your vocal diagnostic issues that you guys discovered from the free video, but you're going to take it again. And then what's left over is you're going to have a treasure trove of exercises that deal directly with those things left over that are keeping you between the voice you have and the voice you want. And so those issues, those kind of demons, are the jaw tension, the tongue tension, the nasality, the vocal imbalance, and the breath flow issues. And once we target really what's prevalent, even after you go through the Create Your Voice program, now you know exactly which videos to go to fix. So again, we are saving time and we're being effective. So there's 7 videos that target each of these issues. And then there's more than, there's 5 main issues. There's more than 5 videos because I explain things going in, and then I also address multiple issues in one of the videos. So that's why there's more than 5. But I should really call them 7 video modules, because there's more videos inside each of these modules, so that you can actually go straight to the exercise that's working for you and use this to your unique needs. And these, once we get these issues taken care of, you will find that you are singing higher, longer, free of tension, cracking, and you will be on pitch. Basically, the skills that it takes to be a confident singer, you will be able to acquire those. This is Rod. He's a 51-year-old engineer, and he came with some really, really heavy issues. He was really raising his larynx. And we targeted that and worked on it, as well as took him through my Create Your Voice method. And he said, for someone that has always wanted to sing but has had trouble matching a pitch, Shay has been spectacular. She knows how to help me progress past obstacles that have inhibited me. At first, I was concerned and embarrassed to even open my mouth, but Shay is perceptive and skilled in knowing what exercises and instructions are effective in getting me where I want to be. Thank you. In addition to the videos, I also offer a private Facebook community to augment your learning so you can grow in a group. And this is actually one of the biggest predictors of your success, because usually when people are learning to sing online or even sing with a teacher, they're doing it without the support of those around them. Usually that's the case. It's sad, but it's true. I hear it over and over again. And so I wanted to provide you a community to be your support, to be your champion, so you feel like you are supported in this very vulnerable journey. So that's why I have the private Facebook community group. And also, it also is a helpful learning tool, because I can answer your questions. I'm in and out of that Facebook group daily, a couple times a day, answering your questions. We also conduct many of our trainings on that page. And I invite people who are in the Gold program, which I'll discuss in a minute, to post their videos on there so people can see me work with you on those video submissions. You learn that way. Now, it's not required. You don't have to post a video. You can do it privately instead, but it is available so that we can have that powerful group learning. And we have 6 weekly live interactive Q&A trainings like this one, where if you're going to miss it, I will actually ask you to submit your question ahead of time so I can answer your personal questions live, so you can get personal help from me. It helps when you see me actually do it in video form. And so that's one way I build flexibility into the program. And I'm going to actually be changing up the weekly meetings, and I send event invites out so you guys know ahead of time when those are and you can submit your questions. The reason I'm changing them up is because we are dealing with time zones from around the world in this program, and I felt like it was only fair to do it that way. We also will have 6 live interactive masterclasses, and the way they differ from the 6 weekly live trainings is I invite people to actually be online with me singing so everybody can see me work personally with them. So that is how that's what's different. You have there's certain levels that have the opportunity to sing live in the masterclass. And I also forgot to mention during the Facebook group, as I was talking about the Facebook group, I have built in that group accountability for practicing. So if you kind of need somebody to check in to make sure that you are remembering to find times to practice, whether you're sitting down and doing it or doing it on the go, it doesn't matter, but you at least are doing it. There's accountability built into the practicing. In addition to this, I have 6 private video lesson reviews and submissions so I can make sure you understand my suggestions. So you submit a video, I will kind of give you guidelines on what the video of the week is. You submit a video, I respond, you resubmit it, I respond again, you resubmit it, and I respond again. Each of the 6 lessons you can resubmit up to 3 times so I can make sure you understand it. And if you need an example of how effective that is, just look up my Singers in Training Challenge and look up Mike's videos, and he was amazing at how he took direction. It was incredible. So this is the full program. You'll get 15 plus video lesson modules and a private Facebook community and 6 live Q&A trainings, 6 live interactive masterclasses, and 6 private video lesson reviews. And here's an example just in value. So the way I came to this value is I went out there, looked at what the market rate is for video lesson modules and different video or lesson group programs. I compared it with the value you're getting from my program. You're basically getting a year's, actually more than a year's worth of private lessons. I don't even think I get to everything in my brick and mortar students that I get to in the video lesson module. So it's an amazing value. So that is $1,247. And you also get, oh, that's messed up there, I'm sorry, but you get access to a private Facebook community to augment the power of group learning. So I'm going to try to push that up there. And that's about a $97 value. That's a low ball. It is, I'm sure it's much more than that, but I just put 97 because I guess I was just being conservative when I figured it out. The 6 live Q&A training sessions, you know, a really, really cheap training session, a really cheap one is $50 each. That's really cheap. So there you go. So you're going to get 6 of them. So that's about a $300 value, $297. And then there's also the 6 live weekly master classes, another $297 value. And in addition, you get the 6 private video submission lessons. And since you get to resubmit so many times, it turns into a full private lesson. And so 6 of those is a $597 value alone, just for those. So this is the investment in the 6-week group program. It starts on Monday, which is June 20th. The gold level, it's valued at $2,535, but I am offering it for $497. Now, realizing as much value as you're getting and as much savings, I mean, that's nearly $2,100 of savings. But I realize that's still a chunk of change for people. So we are offering an installment plan where you can break that in half. That is the new tweak today. So you can do 2 payments of $249. And right now we're working on getting that option online. I don't think it's actually available on PayPal yet, but just know that that's something we're working on. And so if you're wanting to do the gold level and you can't buy tonight because of a cash flow issue, know that until Saturday, you will have an option to buy in at 2 installments of $249. And basically, I break up that 6-week session. So you pay the $249 when you first buy in, and you have to buy in by Saturday. And then the next installment is due 3 weeks later. So halfway through the program, you will need to pay the second installment. That's how I've worked it out. So it's a little bit more manageable, and the cash flow is a little bit easier. So there's the gold level installment. And if you want to buy tonight, you will actually get a fast action bonus. And this offer ends at the close of this session. It says this finale. It should actually say this end of this this webinar. It's a bonus live Google Hangout semi-private lesson. So this is not a broadcast to the world. This is me meeting with a few of you or whoever has bought in by now. This applies to people who have already bought in as well. So, and when I say a few, it's because I'm going to max it to 8. So if I have to do, I probably will have to do more than one Google Hangout, and I'll group people by time zone. But if you buy in before the end of this webinar, whether you buy the bronze level, silver level, or gold level, which I'm going to explain in a minute, you will get this free fast action bonus, a Google Hangout semi-private lesson. So there will be more than one person on there. That's what I mean by semi-private. There's more than one person on there, but I work one-on-one with you, but it is not a broadcast like tonight's is. So Janae, it's $497 for the gold, but it's broken up into 2 payments. So it still is $497 for the gold, but you have 2 installments, $249 at first and $249 a few weeks later. Or, of course, you can pay it all up front if that's what's better, right? Okay, so here's your next steps. If you want to buy, or if you want to say yes and keep going and create the voice you love now, you're ready for that. You are going to scroll down on the same site you're on, the same page. Below, there's a lot of testimonials. I explain a lot of things about the program. At the kind of toward the very bottom, you're going to see some buttons. There's a gold button, the Create Your Voice Gold Plan. And that includes the 6 private video lessons we talked about, access to the 6 live interactive masterclasses with an option to sing live, access to 6 live Q&A trainings, lifetime access to the entire Create Your Voice video series program, and all future upgrades, and 6 weeks access to your private community of Create Your Voice students. You actually will have lifetime access to that. I changed that. That's another tweak I made last webinar. I feel like you need to have lifetime access to that group, because you are, there's going to be content on there that you're going to want to be able to revisit and learn from. So you have lifetime access to the Create Your Voice program. If I do a new session in the future, I'll just create a new Create Your Voice group for that particular group. But you will have to that program. Now, it's important that you understand during that 6 weeks, the 6 weeks of the program, that's when I'm in and out of that Facebook group every day, a couple times a day. When it's over, I won't be in there as much. I'll come and say hi and visit, of course, but I won't be in there as much. But you will have access to the group, so you can scroll down and remind yourself what you accomplished, or if you have, any pearls of wisdom that are there, you can scroll back and have lifetime access to that. If you don't feel like the payment plan is going to work for you this time around, or if you, hold on one second, I just need to, okay, I have something coming on that's breaking up the bandwidth. So, all right, back on. So if you want to create your voice and still, but you can't do, the gold plan, there is this option to do the $297 plan, which basically is everything but the private video lessons. So if you want to do that, so this would be, you have full lifetime access to the videos. You will be invited to that Create Your Voice group Facebook group, and you'll have lifetime access to that as well. So you'll be able to ask me questions in that group. You won't be able to submit videos for my review, but you will be able to ask questions, and you will have access to the 6 live interactive masterclasses, which means you can submit your live Q&A and I will answer them online. So you still get personal help from me in the silver plan. You just won't have the direct private video lesson reviews that the gold plan has. So if the gold plan installment plan doesn't work for the $249 up front and the $249 again 3 weeks later, but you still really want to do this and get help from me, you can do this $297 silver plan, and you can scroll down to do that as well. And if you you still want to get the videos and you find value in the videos, which there is personal help built into the videos themselves, you can do the bronze plan. You won't get the access to the Facebook group, and you won't get my personal help with the live trainings and the live master classes and the video submissions, but you will have lifetime access to the entire Create Your Voice program series and all future upgrades. So that is available for $197. And then again, if you buy tonight before the end, before I sign off, you can do the fast action bonus, and that ends when I sign off tonight. I'm going to do a 15-minute Q&A after I'm done here, and I'm almost done. And if you buy in by then, you will get a bonus live Google Hangout invitation. So you get a live semi-private lesson with me. So I work with you personally in a group setting that is not broadcast to the world, that will not be shown to all my Create Your Voice students. It will only be whoever's online with me at that moment. And there, you know, there's some ways to make it so it's more private. Like I can, you know, not work with you live, but not broadcast you to the rest of the group, or maybe save you to the end if you're really worried about being heard by other members of the group. We can work things out within that Google Hangout semi-private lesson to meet your needs, but you will get that one-on-one help from me. That says you get my one-on-one help in semi-private setting. It should say one-on-one, but anyway, that's if you buy in the next about 15 minutes, probably about 16 minutes. So if you decide that you want to do this, what will happen is you will get a welcome email with your member login. So you're gonna, when you buy, PayPal sends you a confirmation. It tells you to go to a certain site where you follow that link and you set up a username and password, and that will be your login. You can go ahead and log in to the member site, but the actual videos won't be there yet. They're going to be posted on Monday, because I want to make sure I know who's going to be in the class. I'm tweaking the videos to make sure it is appropriate for the people in this class. And also, I'm taking you through methodically so that you are successful. If you jump ahead in the videos without my guidance, it can actually be detrimental to your singing success. So I offer the videos in groups, and on Monday you'll get the first few groups of videos, and you work on them that week, and then you move on to the next group, and then I take you through progressively and methodically so that you don't get ahead of yourself. If you get ahead of yourself, then I can't really help you and be as effective. And on Monday that week, we'll also start our first, that will schedule the first training, and also the first live masterclass will be next week. And then, of course, if you buy tonight, you'll be invited to schedule that bonus Google Hangout semi-private lesson. But as soon as you say yes, you can go ahead and go over to Create Your Voice and ask to join, and you can start getting to know your classmates. That can happen as soon as tonight. So here's what my students have to say about my program. Gwen says, Shay is an amazing voice teacher. She learns how each student individually learns the best and teaches based on that. To anyone considering taking voice from Shay, I would say 100% do it. She knows the vocal instrument extremely well and knows how to help each individual person. And that is really where the power of my program is helping individuals. I'm really proud of that. And I'm proud that I was able to come up with an online program that does that. That's what I'm so excited about. So I can help more people. And, you know, boundaries, or, you know, geological or geographical boundaries aren't in the way. I can reach out and help people online. Why should you invest today? Well, the fast action bonus of the Google Hangout semi-private lesson where you're getting my live one-on-one help, it's going to end in just a few minutes. And also there's a limited number of spots in the gold and silver levels because I need to make sure I can meet my commitment. I know that there's been some concern that there's been people who have done some group programs in the past and they didn't live up to what they said. I've never done one of those. I have done some free group programs before, as far as singing online, and the instructor did not live up to what they promised. And so that really impressed me because, you know, when they opened up their paid program, I didn't buy it because I thought, if you can't even live up to what you said during the free program, what makes you think I would trust you with my hard-earned money to, you know, invest in your program? Even though this instructor had some really wonderful things he taught, I just didn't trust it. So I was very careful about that. And so if you want to know if I'm going to live up to what I promised, just look through my Singers in Training Challenge and notice how I showed up every day, multiple times a day. When somebody posted a video, I didn't even let 24 hours go by before I was on there. And it was well within 24 hours. And I was commenting on their videos so that they could move forward. I showed up when I said I was going to do a live training. There was one time where when I showed up for the live training, Facebook had a Facebook-wide problem with their Facebook live broadcast. And so what I did is, to make up for that, I showed up and did 2 live trainings the next day, just to show that I either deliver or over-deliver. That's how I work. Also, you need to know that the cart for my Create Your Voice program is closing in 2 days, and it will not reopen for a long time. So it's not one of those standalone, it's just open for everything. It's not going to open, it's going to close. So you just need to be aware that it is going to close and there is a deadline. And that's because I've got to start my program, right? Also, I want to let you guys know, I thought about this because I was worried about people not joining because of summer. And you need to know that I am actually offering 2 weeks for free, so that you feel like you get your full value's worth, even if you're leaving on vacation for the summer. So I want you to know that I'm extending my program from a 6-week program to an 8-week program. So you feel like if you can't get all 6 of your video submissions in the 6 weeks, that you have an extra 2 weeks to do it. If you miss, you know, you can go back and view some of the live Q&A trainings if you missed it. That you can still ask me questions in the Facebook group beyond the 6-week program, so that you can get your value's worth. So that is there for your benefit. And just a reminder of the fast action bonus is just about to end. It's my live Google Hangout semi-private lesson, where you get one-on-one help with me, and we can make it as private as you need it if you're worried about singing in front of people. And again, here is the plans, the different choices. The gold plan is $497. That's $2,038 in savings. The silver plan is $297, and that's $1,641 in savings. And the bronze plan is $197. That's $1,050 in savings. And just as a reminder, the gold plan, there is an option to break up that $497 into 2 payments of $249. The first payment is due on when you buy in, and then the second payment is due 3 weeks later, which is halfway through the program. And we don't have that option on PayPal yet. We're working just to make sure that option is available, so that you won't see that option. So if that's something that you want to do, just know that that will be an option. Hopefully by tomorrow morning, and you will have until Saturday night at 11:59 Mountain Daylight Time in order to finish that purchase, so that you can buy in if you decide the installment plan is the way for you. So, and I do want to say that I don't have installment plans available for the silver and bronze. It's just for the gold plan. Allie, I just wanted to remind you what she said so that you can kind of picture yourself here. I was too self-conscious about my voice to ever sing in front of people. I have always been too afraid to be judged for my voice. Because I was so afraid, I couldn't take chances to improve, and I felt stuck until I let Shay help me. With Shay's help, I became more comfortable with myself and my voice. I would highly recommend taking lessons from Shay, as she is tremendously kind and good-hearted and will help you reach your dreams. And that's Allie. And this could be you. So here's your chance. This is what you do. Here's your next steps. If you decide you want to continue this journey with me, scroll down to the end of this page you're on and click on those buttons. There's the gold plan for you, the $497. The silver plan, which is everything the gold plan has except for the 6 live video private lessons, that's $297. And your bronze plan, which is $197. And as promised, here's your free gift. It's a PDF I created. This is something that accompanies the videos in the Create Your Voice program, and it gives you a hint of what the C is of Create Your Voice. You probably can't guess what the actual word is, but this is part of the content of those videos. I'm just going to jump over here. Hold on one second. I'm just checking on. As promised here, or here's the PDF. And if you're here, you can send me an email and I will just respond by Gmail. Just say, hey, I was on live, and I'll attach the PDF to it. Or you can take a screenshot. It's kind of, the letters are kind of small if you want to just take a screenshot. But this is just the proper body alignment for singing. I can't underestimate, or I can't overestimate this enough, actually. I don't even know what the proper use of the word is there, but I don't even want you to open your mouth to sing unless you check your body alignment. And so I really, really work on this a lot. Okay, so now we're ready to take live Q&A. So if anybody has any questions, they can ask now. I'm going to let the clock run until 10:26, actually 10:27. I can answer any questions you have about my program, any questions you have about Singing High, if some thoughts have come into your mind. At the end of the 15, so at 10:27, I'm going to sign off. I apologize, the audition workshop is actually no longer available as the fast action bonus. Only those who bought in on the Tuesday webinar get that. That is actually expired. What the fast action bonus is in place of that audition workshop is the Google semi-private hangout. So if you buy the program before 10:27, you will actually also get the semi-private Google Hangout one-on-one lesson. So there's the plans. If you want the gold plan, it's $497. That's $2,038 in savings. The silver plan is $297. That's $1,641 in savings. And the bronze plan is $197. That's $1,050 in savings. And there is one more. I just have the testimonial there from Gwen. It's just bleeding off the page there. So I'm going to stay on for 15 minutes so you guys have time to ask questions. So I'm just going to keep talking. If you have any questions, let me know. Let's see. I'm just trying to pull this up because it's a little squished. I'm happy to answer any questions you guys have about the program or about the installment plans. But there you go. I kind of changed the font size so you can see that testimonial where Gwen says, to anyone considering taking voice from Shay, I would say 100% do it. She knows the vocal instrument extremely well and knows how to help each individual person. All right. Janae, what time on Monday? Janae, the videos will just be posted, and then you'll get some event invites. For those who are in the Create Your Voice program, you'll get event invites that will have the scheduled live Q&A trainings and sessions. So those aren't actually scheduled yet, but you will get event invitations so that you can put it on your calendar. And then if you can't make it to those live Q&A sessions, you can put in the event invitation what your question is so that I can answer it for you live. So, and then as far as Monday, the videos, I'm hoping they're just posted by the morning. So by the morning time, you will have access to the Create Your Voice videos and remember, I'm releasing them in groups because I don't want you to get ahead of yourself. So you'll get the first group of videos and then you'll know exactly what to work on throughout the week. And then the live trainings and the master classes are in conjunction with those videos. I give you specific things to work on in succession. Obviously, if you miss them or you're behind, you can catch up easily, right? But this is just to help me help you have the most effective, successful experience in, do this Create Your Voice program, because I want you guys to be successful. I'm really passionate about being effective. I want you guys to get the voice you want. I want you guys to be able to go through this program and realize how effective each of these exercises are. I want you to get more than what you paid for into it. And I want to over deliver. So just look forward to those videos and just know that as I'm releasing them in groups, that it's for your benefit. I don't want you to get ahead of yourself because then I can't help you. I can't guide you. And that's part of my program, is to have that personal touch. So let me know if you guys have any questions. If you're just coming on, we just finished a webinar where we trained about how to hit the high notes. We trained about lightening up and making your high notes easy. We talked about mask placement and the secret place where singers feel their high notes. We also talked a lot about your vocal diagnostic test. If you haven't already signed up for my free top 3 tips to go from hating your voice to loving it, that is a video series that is available on www.thevocalartist.com. And if you haven't taken those yet, you need to go sign up because that is a treasure of information right there. My goal is to make my free program even more beneficial than my paid program. So go over there and get those videos. There's a Your Vocal Diagnostic test that's involved in that so that you can learn. Sorry, we just are having some technical difficulties. So that you can learn some effective singing exercises that are effective for your specific voice. So it's just a treasure. You don't want to miss up, or you don't want to miss out on that. But also, if you're just joining, you need to know that I have opened up a full course Create Your Voice program. It's my paid program. The prices are there on your screen right now. It includes 15 plus video modules of very effective lessons that I've spent years researching so that they are effective and personal to you. It also includes a private Facebook group so that you can grow in a group and support one another, and you can watch me work with each other so you guys can learn. It's one of the most the biggest predictors that you can possibly do that can help you be successful. And then also you also get 6 live Q&A trainings where you can submit a question either live or ahead of time, and I will answer your questions live, so you get more personal support that way. We also do master classes, 6 of those. Those are live, where you are invited on to sing online, and I can work with you live. And you also can have the 6 video submissions. Now, those can be submitted by private message if that's how you want to work. Some people do not want to post their videos online for all to see on the Facebook group, even though that does really help people learn. I do not require that, just so that you are aware. It looks like we have about 6 minutes left. So if you are still thinking about you want to do this program, you will get the fast action bonus if you buy within the next 6 minutes, which is the live free Google Hangout, which is a semi-private class. You won't be broadcast live, and you'll get your chance to work with me one-on-one. And this is going to be over and above all the other 6 weekly live master classes that's already built into the program. So this is a great value because it's just more private help from me to help you get the voice that you want. And I think I talked about the 6 video submissions in that gold plan. So you really get quite a lot of value. If you really want to do this and you want personal help from me, but the $497 is out of your budget, there's 2 things you can do. You can split up that gold plan into 2 installments. 2 installments of $249. The first is due when you sign up. The second will be due 3 weeks later, which is halfway through the program. Halfway through the normal program. Remember, I am extending the program from a 6-week program to an 8-week program to help you deal with being more flexible for your summer plans. And that's really the only time I plan to do anything like that as far as with my Create Your Voice program. I don't plan to extend if I ever do this in the future. Not sure when. It'll probably be at the end of this year or the beginning of next. I don't plan to extend it for 2 weeks. This is a summer only offer just because I realize that people have things to do in the summer and don't want to plan their life around this. And you don't have to plan your life around this anyway. You can submit those videos when you can submit those videos. You can attend those live master classes or you can watch them later. You can attend those live trainings or you can submit your questions ahead of time and watch them later. You can come in and out of that Facebook group when it's convenient for you. You just have that kind of I am there for, in this case, 8 weeks to answer your questions. After that, I'm not going to be in there as much, so you won't get that benefit, but you will have lifetime access to the Facebook group. You will be able to look and you will have, access to your new friends that you'll be able to get. So this whole group program, I really worked hard to make it so it works in your life, that you don't have to feel like time is the big factor there. Just as a reminder, I'm going to be going off in about 5 minutes. So if you wanted to buy in on this plan, you want to do it, I would do it right now so that you can get that extra Google Hangout. That's a huge value to get private help from me live. That's a really, really good value. Think of it. We can have that back and forth live. So go ahead and if you think you're going to be wanting to do this, go ahead and buy in so I can help you out that way. That fast action bonus expires in 4 minutes now. So as soon as I go off, it expires and it will not be available to anybody who joins after. It will be available to those who joined before because they already bought in, but it will not be available to anyone after. Let's see, I'm just going to look over this to see if there's anything else that people have asked me. I'm going to check the live chat to see if there's any questions people have about this program or about some of the content we talked about today. And I just want to assure you that what makes my program different is I have built one-on-one help in with the program so that I can help you personally. That's what makes it different. It's built into the videos themselves, but then I also, ornament those and augment those with my whole program of trainings and master classes and group program. All right. Okay, Janae says, I'd be the person to get ahead of myself. Well, I'm just thinking about, Janae, I've taught a lot of students, so I figured. So, okay, so let's see. Let me just look to see if there's anything else that people are concerned about. Let me know if, please send me a message, either in the chat or by private message on Facebook. If there's something in this program that you feel like you need to tweak, or if I did something a certain way, you would buy in. I'm just interested to know that because I'm always trying to improve, right? I mean, there's only so much I can do this time around, but I'd really like to know from you for the future how you would like to see a group singing program work. How would you like me to, how do you think you could be best helped? I know what you need, but I want to know what you want. How, you know, I want to meet you where you are. So it looks like in about 1.5 minutes, we are going to sign off. If there's anybody that has any other questions, I would love to address them. Let's see here. Let me think if I've, oh, as a reminder, there is that option if people are just getting on, that there is the option to buy in at that $497 price, but do 2 installments. So instead of coming up with the $497 up front, you can instead pay $249 when you sign up, and then you can pay $249 halfway through the program, which is 3 weeks later. So there is that option. It's not on there right now, but it will be on there in the morning so that you can have that option to buy. You will only have until Saturday night to buy in. So that's just something that I wanted to make sure that you guys are aware of. All right. Let's see. All right. Let me just check. Janae, I will get back to you about that question that you have. Okay. Let's see if there's no more questions. It looks like we're at the end of our time. So you have about 30 seconds to buy in to get that the live Google Hangout. But until then, after 1 minute or 30 seconds from now, I'm going to sign off. You can still buy in until the end of Saturday, which is 11:59 Mountain Daylight Time. You can buy in until 11:59 that day. So I hope to see you. I would love to work with you. If this doesn't work for you to buy in at either the bronze level or the silver level or the gold level, I still would love for you to not be a stranger. Come over to my Singers in Training group. It's my Facebook group. It's where I host my free training program. So I go in and out. Every day I'm there posting at least something. So don't be a stranger. You don't have to pay to be my friend. If you want to still be in contact with me, but you don't want to pay, please feel free to come over there and join the Singers in Training and get the wisdom that I bring to that group. All right, so we're at the end of our time. So thank you for joining. I think you guys are great. It's been really fun. And I'm going to actually sign off now and go to bed. I hope you guys have a good night. And hopefully I will see you guys on Monday at the beginning of our Create Your Voice program. Everybody have a great night. Goodbye.